If you have one, is probably your biggest expense. When repairs are not carried out properly, the cost of putting them right can run into thousands of pounds.
Our consumer correspondent Martin Cassidy reports on the growing level of complaints about botched repairs. He looks at the battle motorists face to get their money back and their cars back on the road.
Pretty nasty, pretty horrendous breakdown, to be honest, and probably very frightening for the owner.
This is a forensic engineer at work. In this case, he's been called in to find out why a replacement gearbox has blown up after just a few miles. The owner of the vehicle believes the garage forgot to put oil in the replacement part, an error which had catastrophic consequences. Our motorist prefers not to appear directly on camera, but took us on a drive to recount the moment the gearbox exploded and the drive shaft flew across the road.
I've never been so scared in all my life. And there was a massive bang coming from underneath the car. Originally I thought it was the engine. The car lurched forward and I was slowing down, thankfully, to come off the turnoff. And I looked in my rear view mirror only to see a piece of something, metal, fly up from the back of my car.
The exploding gearbox is a disturbing memory, but the cost of getting the car back on the road is fast becoming another nightmare.
Not only does she have to face now with the bill for replacing the gearbox, which she already had replaced, which is a very expensive component, but she also has other damage now, associated damage, which also has to be. So, in actual fact, a car of this age, we're actually getting close. It could be written off, actually.
Complaints about shoddy workmanship are on the increase, and as cars become more complex, some mechanics seem to be struggling to stay abreast of the new technology.
Unfortunately, car repairs and servicing is a big issue for Trading Standards. In the last 12 months alone, Trading Standards has received at least 1,000 complaints in relation to faults with new and second-hand cars. Of those 1,000 complaints, at least a third have been in relation to car repairs and servicing. While
garages like this do a good job and have earned the trust of their customers, where problems occur, time pressures can be a contributing factor.
The majority of the franchise dealers now have equipment supplied by the manufacturer. This is all what we call guided fault finding, where the garage man plugs in the diagnostic equipment, and that gives him a series of codes, and then leading on from those codes he's able then to interpret exactly where the fault lies. Unfortunately, it doesn't always work. It works in the majority of cases, but still down to the professionalism of the mechanic dealing with it.
While consumer law does provide protection for the motorist, insisting on an accurate fault diagnosis and a written quotation can help avoid disputes. Martin Cassidy, BBC News.